that by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics own report, Nairobi is bigger than 27 bottom counties combined. So today, Nairobi does not have proper structures, governance structures to run an account of the city the size of Nairobi, being the capital city of the county. We don't have a substantive county secretary. The chief officers, most of them are clueless because they are getting orders from where the employees call Shakahola, which is Riverside Drive. The governor is rarely in City Hall. When he comes there, it's either to meet an ambassador or a dignitary who is passing by, or so on. But the county is not being run as it should be professionally. With the employees nearly 15,000, we think that the county is generating into something which is going to hinder development in the country. What's going on? In September 2022, things are moving right. And we thought that we could work with this governor we have now, but we think that the governor is not competent enough. He doesn't understand how to run a county the size of Nairobi, considering that by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics own report, Nairobi is bigger than 27 bottom counties combined. So today, Nairobi does not have proper structures, governance structures to run an account of the city the size of Nairobi, being the capital city of the county. We don't have a substantive county secretary. The chief officers, most of them are clueless because they are getting orders from where the employees call Shakahola, which is Riverside Drive. The governor is rarely in City Hall. When he comes there, it's either to meet an ambassador or a dignitary who is passing by, or so on. But the county is not being run as it should be professionally. With the employees nearly 15,000, we think that the county is generating into something which is going to hinder development in the country. Today, as we sit here, we don't know who is collecting revenue in Nairobi. I've just spoken to the leadership of Nairobi Revenue Authority. They don't know who is managing the revenue of the country, of the county. They think they are being told that the revenue is being collected by Safaricom. We don't know how Safaricom as a private company came to have the system of revenue collection. We don't know on which contractual basis they are collecting the revenue for the county. We don't know who audited the system to know how many bank accounts are connected to that system. We believe that Nairobi is deteriorating at a very fast rate, that if it is not rescued, then things are not going to look good. And it's getting worse year in, year out. I'm just getting revenue report which I will be sharing with a good number of you. That with all of you, is that last year by this period, in the first few days of November, we had collected more than 100 million shillings. Though we still thought that was very low because Nairobi should be collecting more than 200 million shillings a day. So 100 million shillings in 6 or 5 days, if you may, translates to an average of 20 million last year. Today, up to today, they have collected, up to yesterday, they have collected 12 million shillings. It tells you that something is really not right. Counties like Kajiado, Machakos, Uasin Gishu are collecting more money than Nairobi. Nairobi with more potential, a bigger metropolis, more revenue capacity is collecting less revenue because this revenue is being filtered as source by a few individuals, the executive and the county assembly. When the theft has been done at the executive level, then the few individuals at the county assemblies are paid to look away because they hold the mantle of leadership. And believe that if things are not corrected in Nairobi, if the president and regional or either figure do not stamp their foot in Nairobi, then things are going to get worse. The president is going to be constantly blamed for bad governance because he has allowed Nairobi to be managed and to be run by somebody who had no professional credentials to run Nairobi. Somebody who previously, before getting into politics, had not held a job higher than civil government attendant. That the governor we have today is the wrong person managing Nairobi. Issues are emerging, a lot of issues. Until sometimes we are overwhelmed to say what will become. If you go to the health sector, now the governor has brought up an idea of bringing private pharmacies inside hospitals, not hospitals. How do they bring private pharmacies inside public facilities? What arrangements? What governance structures? How will they be oversight? How do you ensure that the poor people don't pay, too exorbitant fees for prescriptions? How will you ensure that drugs are not stolen from the public systems and brought and sold into private pharmacies, which are now being housed inside the facilities owned by the public? It is very wrong. The CEOs of those hospitals have been brought into a job group S. They are the same level as chief officers. What governance structures will you have there? How will they be supervised? How do you expect a CEO and chief officer to have the same job group? So who will be managing, who will be supervising who? Why can't we have a clarity on the structures, remuneration structures in the county? Why don't we properly ensure that these things are properly managed and things are aligned so that we don't have the poor way of managing things? When you hear, I'm just giving you a general overview, because when you hear that pieces of land is being given out to individuals who go and borrow loan, the issue of Jivanji, Jivanji approached the county because they were doing affordable housing in Gara. And in this affordable housing, the developer was supposed to bring the money. The county was supposed to give out the land. Today, the developer didn't bring enough money. The county gave out land. The county went and borrowed money for the developer, 1.9 billion, using the county's assets as a security. The developer today, instead of finishing that house, the affordable housing, he's building a mall in Kileleshwa, and he's saying that he doesn't have money. And we hear that some of the county officials and shareholders in the why is the developer building a mall in Kileleshwa if he's supposed to finish affordable housing? Why is the developer and why is the speaker being told not to allow the debate on that? We have to ask these tough questions. These all affordable housing have been oversubscribed. They were bought off plan. It means the developer has his money, he has the money from the bank loan he borrowed the asset of the county, but the developer now also has money from citizens who have bought houses but are looking at a situation where they might never get to own those houses because the developer is facing a situation where he will never be able to complete the houses. We can only 30% completion level. We think that things with Governor Sakaja are not looking good. And if they are allowed to generate further, the citizen of this county will continue to complain of poor services, will continue to complain that the national government is not looking after them. While the problem starts in the county here. And I say it starts in the county because the number of people employed in Kenya is 18.6, let's say 18 million. Out of these 18 million, only 3 million people are in formal employment. The informal sector in this country is majorly in Nairobi. The welders, the carpenters, the mechanics, they are in Nairobi. But there are people who have never been given equity by being organized and being registered and recognized by the county government. We have not put up structures, we have proposed structures to ensure that we can identify every locally operator here, give them dignity in wherever they want to apply their trade, ensure that they are registered, we give them a number, we give them a county number, ensure that we can bring them into a platform where they can access financial services, government services, insurance services, and so on. But the county, because we have somebody who doesn't have the brains to manage the county the size of Nairobi, we feel that it is not personal against the county. We have listened to him several times. We thought that maybe the issue of Teachers University was just a play. But we think that the fact that the governor was a politician for so long but just thought of going to King's University to get a university degree was evidence of what we were facing as a county. Something is seriously wrong with this county, and we believe that it has to stop at some point. And it has a lot of issues which are happening around the county, which are not going right. And now people are just, cutting deals, cutting corners. Suppliers are not being paid. Employees are very demotivated from both the county assembly and the executive. People don't have the eagerness to do work. Even the people who are employed, they're employed but with no salary. Why do you recruit so many more people? Why do you know that you're struggling to even pay the ones you have? So these are some of the issues which we wanted to engage you on, because as stakeholders and as the force for the state and the voice of the citizens in Nairobi, I believe that we need to engage and properly call some of these things out. And we'll be sharing it, do some of the documentation. We have seen around the governor himself. Now, if you go to, I don't know if the citizen here, if you go to, when you're just branching off to the street, when you're branching off to citizen TV, there's a petrol station there. That petrol station is owned by the government. Where did he get the money to own that petrol station? I'll give you documents showing the governor is buying property cash, 940 million, 58 million, 49 million. Where is he getting all this money? Where is he getting all this money? Well, the employees are going out without salary. Something is seriously wrong in this city, and we have to call it out. So if the president is interested, we should ensure we stop the anarchy we are generating. The leadership of the assembly is not helping. And now we have to come out, because they have made the environment of the assembly very, not very conducive to a now free and open debate. I think we have to open other platforms to ensure that we hold the governor accountable and the leadership of the executive deliver the mandate and to ensure that services are delivered to the people in Nairobi. So I'll allow my colleague Wajira Chede to address this.
So many things which included roads, dignified affordable housing, street lighting, improved healthcare, and all those things put together. However, we are on the bad year, and we have not seen any sign whatsoever of implementing all these things that we promised, especially in the government sector. Some of the issues that we are raising, and we have always raised, is the issue of a disorganized city, especially in the city. If you look at most of the major roads within the city, they are used for trade. However, the owners of some of these shops cannot even trade because the county government is not able to implement what they promised as the solution to go to within the city. We have tried our best. If you look at most of the questions from that house, most of them emanates from asking the county government to look at the issue of hawkers. Even so, before the impeachment of the deputy president, there was a lot of issues pertaining to hawking in the city. The second issue definitely is the issue of land grabbing. Out of 100 statements that come before that house, the most popular statement is on the issue of land grabbing. We have been looking at the issue of different I personally sit in the planning committee, and some of the preliminary reports that must come before that committee is that Jabab, a company that was allowed them was given a contract, given the housing contract, has already taken an advance of $500 million shillings as a national capital, which documents were also presented yesterday when the NPK appeared before court. However, if you look at the addenda that was signed by the then county secretary, it shows that there were amendments that were done at that time. The court ruling of 2023 on the issue of Pagani affordable housing informed the county government that you cannot use a title deed that belongs to the public to charge it as a market. The county government has already done that. The government has already taken a loan of 1.9 billion. The documents are showing definitely the that's of $500 million. And we have been asking very hard questions. And what we are saying with my colleague is that some of the major issues that we are raising before that house, we don't have anybody to give answers to. When the executive appeared before any committee in that assembly, we do not have even answers to some of these questions we are asking. So we are here to ask both His Excellency the President and the Prime Minister Honorable Raila Odinga that things are getting out of hand in Nairobi. And if there is no solution to these problems, taxpayers' money will always be used and there will never be a solution to these problems. The governor of Nairobi understands very clearly that the issue of the transport system in Nairobi is not concerned. All the things that we indicated and put in that manifesto has not been implemented. Why do we have people reminding them of the things that we promised Nigerians that we do? Yet it is not doing. NCAs are doing their job, including passing all the supplementary budget and the substantive budget. Yet the things that they pass within that budget are always not implemented. So our cry is both to the leadership of this country that Nairobi needs a second eye, that we need to help us. Have done our job, but beyond us, we need another hand. And we are asking the President and the Prime Minister.
Yeah, so if you have questions, basically we're just giving an overview of the main things that we have in Europe, and we are willing to engage in questions on the same. But the long and short of it is that things are not going right. If you take the reports, it's crazy. There's a big mess. The county itself, from its own revenue reports, saying that they are not collecting revenue from even more than 20% of the reports. Why do you have so many events that are collecting more from comparison apart from the big reports along the highways, which are also not properly positioned? Because there's a law on how they are supposed to position less than 100 meters and each other. If you go to a very camp, we find at the corner of the ring road, relation and on the Joktok road, we find more than 5-6 billboards there in a very short, short distance. It's worrying. If you go to planning, you can see even period, Sonko's period. You have had 5 governors in Nairobi. The kind of development you have seen in Parklands, and many without approval, is happening because people can go and see the governor and the governor allows some of these developments. The kind of developments we're seeing in Kileleshwa, in South Sea, and now people, even the government officers who went in Kileleshwa today, government love a piece of land. To have government officers, the chief, the assistant chief, the board admin, the MCA, you don't have a piece of land to set up a government office. How can government exist in perpetuity? Have a place to permanently be in. It is very poor, and it's something, a conversation we have with the governor, and every time we say, when it's easy to end up with one year, but then tomorrow, kuna something to end up with. Now we realize that the government is just out for deals. The governor is just out for deals. What we believe with Governor Sakaja and is not out of his responsibility So the governor is not interested in a second term. The governor is interested in one term and one term only. It is very unfortunate. You will be very big service to Nairobi. If we allow the current trajectory of mess and chaos to continue the city of Nairobi, it is very sad. That is a young governor, only 38 years old, being allowed to mismanage Nairobi the way he is mismanaging Nairobi. And if things are not checked, I can assure you that tomorrow you will not like living in Nairobi. You wonder why yourself Friday, weekends, everybody wants to run away from this city. Because the city is choking life out of Nairobians. And it should not be like this. Nairobi can be better. It can open up the trading areas to be better. The food should not be laid on the ground. The billboards can be properly managed. You can get better revenue from them if they are properly managed. Employees can feel better. They can be better. Suppliers can be paid in time. We should not be owing suppliers close to 130 billion shillings. Today, Nairobi has the potential to raise 80 billion in one single year. We are now punching just above 10 billion. And we are bragging. The governor recently reported that he raised the highest amount of revenue of 12 billion. Where are the records? We believe that the numbers are just for PR. The bank accounts are showing not more than 9 billion shillings. The governor is not telling us the truth. We believe that Nairobi is generating at a very fast pace. And if things are not checked, if we allow Governor Johnson Sakaja to continue the way he is, and to continue to brag with the things which are just for PR, fishing accounts, there is no governance structure allowed that to see. Government itself does not believe on the benevolence of the individuals. We are not allowed to do whatever we want in the office because just we are good people. The government operates on legal frameworks. So if there is no legal framework for dishing accounts, the governor needs to explain why 2 years after he started the initiative, the dishing accounting, he doesn't allow any oversight over it. Why does he not allow frameworks? Why is money being brought from France to people's private accounts and the money is supposed to be donated to the county? What is the contractual obligation between the county and this private individual who owns the entity which is running the kitchen account? It is very wrong. When you build kitchens in the county properties, who owns the kitchen? Is it the private establishment, the private NGO, or it is owned by the public? It is very unfortunate to allow things to be made. So, poleni sana, but I think that things are not going right in the county, and we need to say something. If we don't say something, even if you're saying something, it allows to what is happening. If you don't say something, then you're doing a very big disservice already. So, very good. Yes.
And now you're calling the former Prime Minister and the residents to intervene. If they don't, do you expect him now to take action on the government? And the second question is on the issue of the Juventus affordable housing. The government already said that the special purpose vessel that was formed to enable the construction of the house says that they have no public land. They own 80% of the shares, the rest is the council owns 50%. So basically they are saying that now the land is not for the county, they own the land and they have to clear this mode of shares. What do you expect from you because they are already transacting and they have already taken and to say that they have a million of the 1.7 million taken in 2022?
Number one, the committee has issued instructions that any application will be made flat. We have already passed the act and the process is going on and the executive will be part of Then the other issue is that there is a likelihood, the issues and the investigations, however, there is a likelihood that there was a fraud in terms of allotment of the actual document. Whenever there is an addendum, it means that there was an actual document that was there before the allotment process. So we are looking at a fraud in the sense that the document, the issued document is showed that the government ought to have taken 99% against one. The developer was supposed to take 1%, and the government was supposed to take 99%. And we're asking ourselves, at what point have the addendum before the government signed that shows now the developer has 80% against the government 20%. So they're investigating a fraud by the government.
Yeah, so on the issue of the plans to reach the government, I think that you need to realize that Nairobi is not like any other county. By the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, like I told you, Nairobi is bigger than 27 counties, both of counties combined. And with that, you expect a lot of political dynamics when you want to bring in the issue like the impeachment, the ethnic competition, the assembly, the political dynamics, the leadership in the county and so on. So in our situation, if we want to properly reach the governor of Nairobi, the president of the Republic of Kenya has to be aligned. The Honorable Right Honorable Raila Odinga has to be aligned that there's a serious problem, and the people, the MCAs have to be aligned. The fortunate thing is that the MCAs are aligned, and they are the most disturbed lot because of what is happening in Nairobi. The unfortunate thing is because of what has been happening in the political space for the last few months. They has not made us to be able to access Honorable Raila Odinga and the president to give them the overview of what is happening in Nairobi. But the leadership, if you see the minority people here, complaining, then it means that something is serious wrong. I can tell you for a fact that even the majority of the people, the leadership in that assembly are aligned. The unfortunate thing is that I think the governor has captured the speaker, and now the speaker looks like I complained last week. The speaker is now behaving like the Ukraine the governor. And we hope that he can change to allow the members to properly oversight the governor without any blockage. Because whenever we have tried to oversight the governor from the floors of the assembly, what has happened is that the MCAs have been brought, with the Standing Order 94, saying that we cannot discuss issues which are permanent before committees. Those issues will never exit the committees, because they are designed to be permanent so that the members are never discussing the issues elsewhere. And I think it's very unfortunate for the speaker to block members from oversight the government. I think the speaker is a hostage to the bad interest in the county, and it has to stop at some point. I think that if the president and the Right Honorable Prime Minister does not act, then they will blame us for what's the unfortunate situation that is happening in the world. But if you want to remove pressure from the national government, start with Nairobi. There's a big problem here. And we even have a proposal that going forward, at least the governor of Nairobi should be a cabinet minister, should sit in the cabinet. Because we have allowed an individual to hold too much power while he is not properly sharing and sitting down in the structures, in the structures within the country. He doesn't engage them in a situation where he can listen to them and gets to do the good things. The governor himself brought in the issue of the Nairobi Revenue Authority. And when the Nairobi Revenue Authority was passed and allowed to, he has refused to operationalize that authority. Why? Because he believes that it will deny him powers to do the illegal things which are happening. Any other question? Thank you. Yeah, so asante sana. sworn in September 2020.